All right, hello and welcome to Site-Based Meeting, October 12th, 2020. We are experiencing a few technical difficulties, so we're not exactly sure what's going out live over YouTube, but we hope that you can at least see me and hear, or at least hear me, and maybe hear all the other site-based members as well. So I'll call this meeting.
We can see you. We can see you, Mr. Gibson.
Okay, I will call
On YouTube.
Call this meeting to order at 5:10, and I'm Joe Gibson, head principal. And if we want to go around members and just say your name and say if you're a parent or teacher representative.
Ronette Wilder, parent representative.
Seth Miller, teacher Sorry.
Ashley Hope, parent representative.
Seth Miller, teacher representative. It says Ms. Price-Goda is still connecting.
Okay. All right, and we've got Mr. Hoofnagel coming in right now, so we'll give it a second. You there, Mr. Hoofnagel?
Yep, I'm here. I'm sorry.
All right, Mr. Hoofnagel, teacher representative, and Miss Lynn Price-Goda is other teacher representative, and I think she is still connecting, but I'll keep on lookout of the participant window there to see if I need to do something else on my end. So we do have a quorum. And Mr. Hoofnagel, we are experiencing some technical difficulties, so we hope that everything goes well. But if we start there, opening business, we would need approval from minutes from September 14th. So I've sent those minutes and we'll look at those, and then we would just need a motion to approve.
I make a motion to approve the minutes.
All right, there's Ms. Price-Goda.
I second Ashley Hope.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, minutes from September 14th have been approved. Got this black jacket on and the black background. I look like a judge or something. So next we would need tonight's agenda approved. So if we want to look at that, need a motion to approve that.
This is Ronette Wilder. I make a motion that we approve today's agenda.
Seth Miller seconds to approve today's agenda.
All in favor? Sorry.
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, agenda has been accepted for tonight. Public comment. Mr. Collins, any public comment? Mr. Collins?
Sweating.
He's busy trying to figure out what we need to do to rebuild the studio again tomorrow. But good news report. Since we last met, happy to say that we have all hotspots for all of our kiddos have came in and been distributed over the last few days, and even have a few to reassign. So that's great news. That means all of our kiddos now, families have opportunity to learn from home. They've got the internet they need, and a lot of parents and students coming in to pick those up. Really happy to have that ready to go now. So And then at this point in time, we have Chromebooks for all of our students that are in the building now, but I do think we enrolled a couple new students today, and I think we've just given out our last Chromebook. Is that correct, Mr.
That
Collins?
is absolutely correct.
All right, we've been on, put in a work order today to try to get some Chromebooks. We've got some that went out to be repaired, and hopefully we get those back so that if we have other students to enroll, we can give those out. But we are lucky that we have all the hotspots and Chromebooks for our students at this point in time. Also, map testing. We have finally just finished up map testing. Don't have data available for tonight's meeting because makeups took a little bit longer than what we thought. But after some bumps in the road for map reading, basically the NWEA site, the map site went down and caused us a little stress. The first day we tested, everything held up for the math test, so we were able to get, had a good day of testing that day, and now have all of the students that needed makeups just finished those makeups. So we should be able to look at some of that baseline data at next meeting. And then we kind of turn our attention to targeted services and coming up with a hybrid plan. Parents have received surveys. Hopefully you've received surveys over the last few days asking you to pick an option of learning, whether that would be continue to stay remote or come in for the hybrid learning. So we are working with teachers and support team here to create a hybrid plan, and looking for that to possibly start sometime the week of November 9th. Now I do know there's board meeting tonight, so if any changes we will make adjustments, but that's what we're looking for right now. And in other good news, athletics, we've been able to finish up our volleyball season. Has tournament started yet, Miss Holt? Do you know?
I have no clue. And if there is a tournament, I don't think we made it.
Okay. Yeah, I know it was. We did have winning records, both A and the B team. So proud of our girls, and I do think they kind of, if they were going to play a tournament, they were just going to take a couple of teams that finished like first and second or something like that. So, or the first top four rather. So, but and then we in the process of finishing up cross country, and happy to say that we took second. Boys took second in the county meet last weekend, and I think the girls were 6th or 7th, and we had a lot of Chargers with individual medals. So great job to cross country as well. In football, we're kind of in the middle of our season, so knock on wood, we haven't missed any games for anything yet. So going well. So that's a lot of the good news. Anybody else got anything to share on the good news front? All right. If not, we'll move into budget updates, and I've sent those out to everyone. So we got the ledger report, which is school activity funds. And again, don't usually go through these line item by line item, but if you have any questions about any of the budgets, just feel free to ask. Our clubs and activities have healthy budgets right now. You can see some of the athletic budgets of teams that are playing right now. There's been some activity, especially we pay the refs out of those budgets, but the gate that we have goes into the individual sport budget. So give you a few seconds to look over that and take any questions about the budget. If no questions about school activity funds, then the next item is Munis budget report. And again, you'll see our Section 6 budget, which looks to have around $77,000 there. And then on the back, what we have in our carry forward budget, which is nothing, which you've not got the money from last year yet. And then fee waiver and supplemental duty budgets as well. So give me a few seconds, look over that. Take any questions you have about Section 6 budget.
Are those just to review, or do you need a motion to accept something?
No, we just review those, try to just review the budgets every time. And, if we have large expenditures over $1,000, then we kind of make a motion to approve that, but we don't have that right now. So just for you all to review and ask any questions. So if there's no questions, we can go on then to the next item, which is staffing. We had special call meetings. The last time we met for a special call meeting after our day 10 count, and we were up in terms of student enrollment. So we chose to advertise for intervention positions, preferably someone bilingual for those positions. And I think we put just a listing for bilingual math and bilingual reading to see what's out there. So Miss Lee was kind of going through those names, and I think she is setting up interviews for Thursday. So she was sending out emails to site-based members today. Did you guys get an email from Miss Lee?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So I also did advertise for a .5 bilingual para-educator. I don't think anyone's applied for that. They hadn't as of Friday, so I didn't get to look today. So we'll keep looking for that, and then if we don't get anyone to apply for that, we'll see how we want to proceed with that position. We don't have to do anything necessarily within the next few weeks, but at some point before January 30th, we have to do something with it. So any questions about staff? All right, so rolling along then. Targeted services plan is the first thing that we have, first item in new business. And I have sent that plan to everyone. Can't share it right now. You probably don't have that one up, do you, Ms. Miggins?
I can pull it up if you need me to.
Okay. Does everybody have that you can kind of look at as we go along
Let's
with
do
it?
that.
All right, so kind of some background on targeted assistance. The board on September 28th, Fayette County Public Schools Board of Education voted to have small groups of students come on campus, starting at the elementary school level both elementary and secondary, starting on October 19th. Elementary schools could do it up to 4 times a week, have small groups coming on campus, and transportation will start for them on the 19th. Secondary schools, kind of limited time, so we get 1 day a week basically to bring students on campus for targeted services. And transportation for the initial meeting would be parents providing that transportation, and then starting on the 28th, transportation would be provided for those students. So, and that would be on Wednesday. So basically, what targeted services mean are students that have an ELL label, an IEP, and meet criteria with those labels, or students falling behind in their coursework. And targeted services would not mean that it would take place of instruction. So students wouldn't come on campus and receive their instruction that they should be having through the remote setting. They would come on campus and have additional help so they could do their work. And it was chosen Wednesdays for secondary because Wednesdays, that's our C days. So those are days that we were using for help sessions anyway. And the time for our targeted services would be 2 to 4. So a lot of this plan, the first part of the plan are things that are kind of generic to all schools. Some specifics that we had to put in there just to show how we would supervise while we're here, what the bus arrival would look like, just some of the standard procedures that we have. We can talk about that if you have any questions, but the main point I would like us to look at first is kind of down there where it starts the what it is, I think, is the first question, or who will be serviced. Right there you go. Thank you, Ms. Meekins. If you go back up. All right, so we have to identify who will be able to participate in the targeted services, which students and which staff. So we're saying that we're limiting it to 30 students per grade level. We are defined by certain criteria. It can't be any more than 15% of our building capacity, and that includes staff being in the building. So, and then teachers, it can't be no more than 15 people in a classroom. So, and that does count adults. So, for instance, if you just have a targeted service for math, then and we have 2 adults in there helping in that room, then you can have no more than 13 students. So we put a limit on 30 students per grade level. That allows us to run 2 rooms at each grade level. Be some of our students with categorized as MSD, have physical facilitation needs, students who are ELL and resource students with a level below a 3.0, and that's a rating on the WIDA access test that our ELL students take each year. Some students that have specific services, visual, occupational health, or our ELL newcomers. We thought about students who are that have a dual label that are also ELL and SPED or higher needs ELL, and then students who are failing to thrive, have multiple Fs that are significantly lower than peers, and that could be students that just did not have access to the technology and are really falling behind because of that. So with that, our teams, we had a little committee, an ad hoc committee, and our teams took this criteria back, or our teachers from those teams took this criteria back to their team, and they have talked with their team, and the teams have submitted names to the admin, and we are going through those names. We'll be going through those, went through them today, tomorrow, and then start making calls to families, hopefully on Wednesday, to see, if they would be willing to bring their child in to receive those services. We're also recruiting some staff members to come in and help provide those services. So I'll stop there for a second, take any questions on the who part. Ms. Meekins, if you want to add anything, I know you were kind of part of that committee. So.
I think you did a wonderful job.
All right, thank you.
I had a question in my team meeting today.
Sure.
Somebody wondered who would be calling these students.
Yeah, good question. We have support team meeting on Wednesday, and we are dividing up a plan with support team meeting and going to hit that hard then. So we'll be taking care of that, Mr. Fnagel.
How are you doing on teacher recruitment?
I don't know. I wanted to kind of look at that today, but I didn't get a chance. But I know we have 2 or 3 teachers that have volunteered. So I'll know better tomorrow when I kind of look at some of those responses. So Emily Lawson and Leah McCombs are the teachers that kind of headed up this ad hoc committee, and they basically they had a plan going right away for it. So I felt like they are being out there. They're doing a good job recruiting people to help out. So kind of goes down to identify the why part, and of course, a lot of that is what we covered in the who section as well. We basically how we created this plan as we formed an ad hoc committee. The teacher members of that committee, of course, I mentioned Emily Lawson, Leah McCombs, but also Kristen Haley, Dr. Lisa Waller, Zach Cornett, and Alex Barnes were also part of the committee and helped us design the plan. We met with staff on Wednesday as our staff meeting last Wednesday and kind of introduced some of the plan. Team leads we discussed on Friday, and then kind of brought it to site base tonight. And of course, this will be a good trial run for us to implement those healthy at work guidelines with a smaller group. So if we are able to start with a hybrid schedule sometime in November, getting some kids on campus next week will give us a good trial run with all of the healthy at work guidelines that we need to make sure that we are following. So any questions or comments about the plan? All right, we will need a motion to pass the plan.
This is Lynn. I can make that motion.
Okay,
I'll second.
all right.
Mr. Hufnagel.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, so target assistance plan has passed, so we hope to get this going Wednesday the 21st. B, C, and D on the agenda, field trips, PD requests, fundraisers. I'm not sure if we have any, I don't think, do we, Ms. Miggins?
That is correct. There are none at this time.
Okay, so, and the last item that we have on the agenda is emergency management plan, and we'll just kind of review those documents. We did the policy in September, and then kind of taking that policy and reviewing the plan tonight, but we would need a motion to go into closed session to review this.
I will motion to move to closed session to review the emergency management plan. Seth Miller.
Okay,
And I can
Ronette.
second.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, Ms. Wilder.
okay. All right, so 5:33, we'll go into closed session, so let Ms.
In stream, right?
We'll go ahead, well, at this point in time, we'll end stream here. This is the last item on the agenda. Just go ahead and say that as we work toward a hybrid plan, we may have to do a special call session at some point before our next meeting to review the hybrid plan. So I just wanted that on the record to say, so.
Ready?
All right, so.
And in stream.